Hi, this is Dr. Johnson here to give you a brief overview of different ways that you can organize your site. So this will be some of the fundamental processes that you need to be comfortable with within WordPress, similar to other platforms, surely, to organize your your site. So what I've done is I've logged into my website, which is the Vulnerable Professor. And what we're all looking at right now is what comes up when you type in my URL, which is my home page. And I've set my home page to reflect my most recent posts. So that means that it is not static. It reflects my most recent posts. If that is something that you want to change, then you come up to your little globe and you click on Customize. And that front page would be something that you'd be customizing, and you'd click on Front, and you would change to a static page. And that would mean that it would be the same page, it would look exactly the same anytime anybody came to your URL. And then you could decide what you'd want that to be. If you want it to be, in my case, the only other thing I could switch it to would be my About page, which I've titled Behind the Curtain. So if I switched this, Behind the Curtain would be what would come up whenever anybody came to my home page. You can also tweak the posts that come up on that page. Now I'm not going to save that change. I'm going to delete this, so I'm going to exit. But that would be how you would change from having your home page constantly changing to reflect your most recent posts to instead being static. So it would be a static, just like static means. It stays the same. So my home page reflects my most recent posts. Now, when we started this class, you created an About page. So let's review how to do that. Not necessarily an About page, but this time a new page. In this case, to host your personal inquiry project, or a page to do anything else you'd like to do with it. Maybe you're making a page for parents or students. So we come over here again to the little globe, and we navigate down here to Publish, to Pages, and we click on Add. And it takes me immediately to a new page, and now I'm in the editor. So I'm going to enter in the title. This is going to be, in this case, Personal Inquiry Project. I would encourage you to do something more original that's more related to your personal inquiry project, so in some cases that might be your blog, in some cases it might be app reviews, in some cases it might be the bilingual bracelet project, or EdTech in Madrid, depending on who you are and what your personal inquiry project is. And then you're just creating the content for that page like you would any page. So we can insert media. This page is during the past 6 weeks, I studied the role of Instagram in the kindergarten classroom. Here are some tips and tricks to integrating that social media platform into early childhood settings, curriculum. And then maybe I embed my video. But either way, you get the idea that this is your new page, the Personal Inquiry Project page, and I can preview it. That's what it would look like. This is just a preview. I haven't published it yet. Or I can publish it. Now let's talk about ways to organize. So the Personal Inquiry Project is a brand new page. So I am not going to change the page attributes. I'm going to leave them right now. Because when it's a brand new page, it's a parent page by default. Just like my home page is a parent page and my About page is a parent page, this is going to be a parent page. So the link to this page is going to show up as a tab on my home page, just like this. If I publish it, you can look at my page, and you'll see here it is. It's Personal Inquiry Project. So my home page is a parent page, behind the curtain my About page is a parent page, and my Personal Inquiry Project is a parent page. And parent means it's a page that's at the top of a hierarchy, and that means it will show up on my home page tabs. Now let's pretend that I want to make some pages that are not parent pages, but are within these pages, these parent pages, and those will be called children. That means they go under these pages. So I'm going to go to pages. So if I have my Personal Inquiry Project and it's all about Instagram in the classroom, and I said it was going to be tips and tricks, potentially I have some new pages, so I'm going to click Add New. Maybe this is going to be the tips, and then I would put my content here. And now I'm going to make this a child page, so that means it's below the Personal Inquiry Project. It's part of it, just like a subfolder when you organize things on your desktop or your hard drive. Personal Inquiry Project is the parent, so this will be the child of the Personal Inquiry Project. This is where I'll put the tips. Publish. And I'm going to add a new page, and this will be where the tricks are. So what does this look like? This means when we come back to my home page, these are still my parent pages, but if I click on Personal Inquiry Project or even just hover over it, you can see I've got two child pages, tips, which is empty because I didn't put in any content, and tricks, again. Now, let's pretend that I want to organize things even within those pages or even across pages so that people can see things, gather content from anywhere on my site. This is what we would use categories and tags for. So I have categories and tags working here on my home page. Here, if we look at my first page, my first post that comes up, Photographing the Dead, posted on December 1st, this is categorized two ways. I've created a category called Photos, and I've created a category that's default to all things that you post on your site that's uncategorized. I didn't create that, it was default. So that means if people come to the end of a post and they want to look at other posts within that category, they can click on the link and they can look at all my posts that I categorized as photos. So this brings up posts from all over my site that I assigned that category, photos. The other way to organize things that doesn't have a hierarchy is with tags, and I'm sure a lot of you have used tags in other platforms, like social media platforms like Facebook. You can look at all the photos that you're tagged in. That's the exact same thing that would be happening here. So when I created this post, I gave it several tags: armadillo, ethics, wandering. And if someone clicks on any of these, it will take them to all the posts that I've added those tags to. And this isn't a very good example because I created those tags and I haven't used them for anything else. But let's say something like change here. This is a tag I've certainly created other posts for. So all the posts that I tagged with change come up here. And we can also see my tags here in the tag cloud. So it's another representation of a way that things are organized in my site. Not necessarily the page, in the site. So we have page organization with parents and children. We have categories and tags, and those are site organization. Categories are linked at the base of the posts. Tags are at the base as well, but then they can also be placed into this cloud, which is a widget. So I'm just going to quickly show you that widget in the event that you want to have a tag cloud. Excuse me. Let me show you first though what it would. So all the posts that I've tagged with identity, I can come over here to readers can come to my tag cloud, click on identity, and they can read all the posts that I think have some connection to identity. Kind of like an index in the back of a book, but represented visually like this. So if you want to have one of those tag clouds, you come into widgets, and you can see over here in my main sidebar I have tag cloud. I'd taken it from over here. These are all the possible widgets that you can embed on your site, and that I clicked on tag cloud, and I had it in my main sidebar, and I clicked add widget. And that means automatically it'll be in my main sidebar over here. And I have other widgets operating too, but that's not a requirement of this project, but that's something that you might want to do. It's up to you. So just to recap, parent pages, child pages, categories, tags, and we can see the tags here in the cloud. Parent and child pages are organized within the pages. Categories we can assign to bring content together and organize content across pages. And same with tags. If you want to make new categories or add tags to things you've already done, you can do that by coming here into your posts, go into your posts, and you can just come over here, and you can either do it individually by clicking edit, and if I want to add this to another category, let's say I want to add it to writing, I click that and I just update it up here. Or I can create a new category, and maybe that's going to be animals. It can be a parent category. I can make that within my photos. So maybe I'm going to make that category a subcategory of photos. So I have photos, and then I have photos of animals as a subcategory. Am I going to add it? No, I'm not, but you could do that. Actually, I'll do it just so you can see what it looks like, what happens. So there's my category photos I already had. It's a parent category, and I've just created a new category, which is a subcategory of photos, and it's animals. And so that'll be added to this post. So when we come and look at it on my page, we'll see animals and photos right next to each other. And if I click on photos, it shows all the posts that are categorized as photos. If I click on animals, it shows all the posts that are categorized with that subcategory of animals. I think that's enough for now. It'll be wildly organized. I look forward to engaging with your organized, sleek sites.